question for us is how important you see regulatory and compliance from business lenses today? And what will be your advice to any new age entrepreneurs coming into this zone? How to keep this in what degree of seriousness?
First of all, as much as my friend Nilesh, who suffer with the excesses of modesty, I should say, the good thing about having him on the panel is all the difficult questions linked to technology and AI can be fielded by him. So I'm very glad to, the way you have chosen
my life easier.
Yeah. No, so you realize you're asking a very, very deep-rooted question. See, I think one big transformation which has happened in the last 5-6 years is a realization that regulatory compliance is not a burden. We are moving from we are moving from a regulatory framework where it is no longer anarchy, but an architecture which is highly compliant. And it's very important to have that reflected in the business model that people are pursuing. As I mentioned, even for new age startup, it is very critical to have compliance not as an afterthought, but the core operating principle on the back of which we are building. There are examples galore where companies who have focused on ensuring compliance, and compliance not in a very lofty manner described, but being very true to customer concerns will actually make a far-reaching impact as against anything else. But I would also say that compliance to a large extent has stabilized. The realization which exists in the market and some of the moves which are very, very apparent in the market, I don't need to mention that. So for example, some of us are all members, some of us or maybe all are members of this organization called FACE, which has got a self-regulatory, organization status from RBI. Those are, I would say, indicators how the ecosystem is evolving, where it is no longer, RBI acting in a very patriarchal manner, trying to say, what you need to do. But it is allowing you some unbounded, unfettered power to innovate, but at the same time work under a regulatory framework which perhaps the digital lenders understand better. So for the new age companies, I think 2-3 things which will become important. First of all, make compliance first. Second, I think you touched upon the opportunity on the secured business side. It's a question to ask: why secured business, the mortgage style, the mortgage business? Why one can't achieve an execution almost similar to the velocity that one has achieved in consumer loans? Part of it lies in having APIs or the digital rails which are completely compliant when it comes to assessing the property. I'm just giving one illustration to make the point, which are completely compliant, which can not only do asset verification, but also can replace those, bunch of signatures which a customer gives, but also can help, get to a precision when it comes to property valuation, when it comes to the whole act of collateral and the process of collateralization moving to a digital manner. So I would say 2 things. First is compliance by and large has to be first. But more importantly, compliance has to be well integrated for us to figure out what would be the new avenues of business models. And that intertwining of compliance with business model will go a long way. Here again, as much as collection is a big opportunity for new age companies, my sense is compliance is an equally big opportunity, if not bigger, for entities who can provide the right, stitching of APIs where these APIs are not only driving prudence and compliance, but at the same time reach will go a long way as services which will be consumed by all of us and by the broader ecosystem in the market.